honestly. Answer it honestly. And I should say other sentient beings. Sentient beings. There is a difference between sentient and non-sentient beings. Animals are sentient beings. And as we're going to talk about, plants are not really sentient beings. There are many who make the claim that plants are sentient. Plants have a biological instinct response mechanism to certain stimuli in the environment. But that does not make them sentient in and of itself. Plants are not sentient. Animals are sentient. There are many people who think animals aren't sentient. In the year 2019, there are people who would say animals are not self-aware creatures, that they are not sentient and don't have a form of identity. Yes, they are more group thinking type animals, responding more to instinctual stimulus response mechanisms than are human beings, which are much more individuated, but they absolutely have a range of emotions, a thought process, have the ability to feel pain and empathy, and they are imbued with spirit. That is why they're called animals. The word animus in Latin, animus, means soul. An animal, to be an animal means that you have a soul, that you are imbued with spirit. And that's why we call them animals, because animals means you can move independently of the earth. You're not attached to the ground or reliant upon the earth, the ground itself, to take your nutrient sources. Okay, that's why plants are different than animals. We're going to get into that difference between plants and animals. Okay, and why the whole argument that, plants are just like eating plants is just like eating animals. No, it's not. It's not the same thing. And I feel bad for people who don't understand that it's not the same thing. It's a 100% complete difference, as we will see. So here's the problem, folks. This question isn't being asked, and it's certainly not being answered honestly. It's not being answered honestly. Okay? I want to tell an anecdote about a friend. Okay? Now, I don't even want to mention the person's name. Maybe I'll bring this individual on for an interview, perhaps. Maybe I could bring him on for, an interview, and then we could take questions about this dynamic. But a friend of mine tried to go vegetarian a couple of times and failed at it, not because, of any other reason that he had cravings for meat and wanted to continue to eat the way he had always eaten. Okay? So the person just said, I'm not strong enough to do this. That's being honest. That's it. I'm not telling anybody, beat yourself up over not being vegan today. Okay? One, it's a process. You don't have to do it immediately. All right? I'm going to talk about that. That's how most people fail at eating a plant-based diet. They do it too quickly, and they throw their body into shock, into a form of shock. Okay? So all I'm asking for is honesty, folks. That's it. I'm just saying, acknowledge where you're at, acknowledge what the truth is, acknowledge what the moral position is, and then try to move toward the moral position. And maybe you will be able to, and maybe you will fail. And then you acknowledge that, and you're honest with yourself about that. I fail in many ways that I try to be better. I try to be less angry with people. I fail at that every day, folks. Okay? I still strive to try to control my anger and hatred toward other people because of their ignorance. I struggle with that on a daily basis. But I'm not a liar to myself about it. I don't say, oh no, I don't have that problem. I have that problem. Okay? I recognize it as an issue that I should work upon for myself. And that's all I ask of anyone. I don't demand perfection of people immediately. If we are moving toward what is right, that's good enough for me. But we're not. That's the problem. See, the biggest statement that I just said there was the word if. That was the most important word.